Morning everyone, welcome to my Monday live. I'm just finding you all on my iPad and then we can make a start so I can see your lovely comments. Okay, I've got you, here you are. Right, so it's Monday morning, week 3 of homeschooling, a week closer to half term. And it's gorgeous outside today. It's all sunny, really crisp, one of my favourite types of day. So I hope you're all sitting comfortably. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in. Today I'm going to make a card design for you, and I'm using one of my favourites in the main catalogue, the Basket of Blooms stamp set. So I've got a colourful selection of stamping blends on my desk. For those of you that don't know what stamping blends are, they're just colouring pens and some 3 pieces of card to make a simple card design for you all. So we'll get started. I'll just show you my desk so that you can see what I'm up to, and we'll go from there. So I hope you've all got a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and are sitting comfortably. I don't have either. It's been a busy morning here so far. So yeah, let's get started. I'm hoping that this is going to work a bit better this morning. Let's have a look. What can you see? Yes, you can see my desk. Oh, it's getting better. I was live last night and I had a few technical glitches, shall we say. I've got a new clamp for my phone for filming, and last night was the first time I've used it during a live, and it was fine, but we had a few technical issues to start with, but we made it work. Okay. So Basket of Blooms, it's in the main catalogue, the annual catalogue, and it's a photopolymer stamp set, and it's great for colouring. It also coordinates with this small bloom punch, which was free during celebration last year, and it carried over to the main catalogue. So really glad it did that, and it coordinates with these 2 images here, these lovely flowers, and then you've got some really nice vases and leaves as well to make that work. So great for building up an image and great for colouring as well. So I've just got 3 pieces of card. I've got a basic black card base, which is half a piece of A4 folded in half. Okay, and then I have 2 pieces of Whisper White. So I'm working in centimetres today. So the front of our card base measures 10.5 centimetres by 14.9. So all I've done is I've cut a piece that is half a centimetre smaller on both sides. So we've got a 10 centimetres across the top and 14.4 down the side. And we have the same shape piece for inside. So we're just going to work on this outside to get us started. I'm just going to take out some stamps. And a little trick with this stamp set is to put them all on one block. Okay. So I'm just arranging these on this block, and then we can stamp them all at once. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp. Just making sure this looks okay. We've got no main gaps. No, we've got no main gaps, which is great. So I've added the 2 large flowers, the 2 small flowers, and the 2 kind of single leaf images. And we're going to stamp all over this background. And I'm going to stick with the black and white kind of theme. And I'm going to stamp in Memento. Effectively, we're going to create a lovely busy background. So all I'm doing is I'm changing the direction of my stamps every time I pop them down, and effectively we're creating our own patterned paper. Going to be quite busy, but I think it'll look fine. Let's just pop that one down there. So you didn't necessarily need to add these all to the same block, but it would have taken you some time to stamp this all over with individual stamps. So that's why I've done it this way. I'm just fill in some gaps that we have over here. Oh, what was that? Something either just fell on the roof or the cat has just jumped from something. Okay, so there we have our lovely background patterned paper, and then I'm going to use some stamping blends to colour these in. And a bit like last night, I'm not really going to be too kind of careful. I want to have a bit of kind of overlap. It doesn't matter if I go over the edges. So I'm starting with some Granny Apple Green, and we'll go around those flowers, those leaves first, and then I've got the light Granny Apple Green, so we'll just use that on these bigger flowers and leaves even. That's it. And then for our flowers, I've got some pink. So this is dark Flirty Flamingo. So let's colour these ones in with that. And the trick with creating a design like this is to colour the same image in the same colour. And some you'll have next to each other like here, and others will be further away. Okay. This one here, and I think that's it. What will happen is once I finish colouring this, they'll all pop out. Now we have, this is Magenta Madness. Now the light one is quite luminous, so we're going to use the darker shade. It's just following roughly the outline, but I'm not being too careful. Just, it's a different type of colouring technique. And you see some DSP, some pattern papers that are coloured like this as well. So starting to come together, we'll have a bit of orange now. So this is pumpkin pie. Do we go with the dark? Let's go with the dark. And then these ones, let's go with purple. So we have a Highland Heather now. I think I needed a bit of colouring this morning. It's been quite a busy morning here, getting everyone ready for homeschool, and oh, just pulled that bit too firmly. Oh dear, that's better. Oh, and it's the wrong end. No, we want that end. We want the centre of our flowers. So just on these pink ones, these light pink ones, that's it. So we have our piece of backing paper now, which when you add it to that black background, I think it really just all pops. And I quite like that. So now we're going to grab a die, and these are the rectangle stitched dies, and mine are all in a bit of a mess. So let's just take out this one. Those are for sorting out another day. So actually that is going to be too big. Oh, look at the mess of these. Let's go for that one. Is that one smaller? Yeah. Let's go for this one. And this is a really useful trick. We're going to pop this down on here and we're going to secure it with a bit of washi tape. So I'll just take off 2 pieces. Oh, before I want to do that, I want to do something else. That's my grey. I just wanted to do a little bit of spritzing in that background. What that does is that just takes away some of that stark white and it just adds another kind of texture to your paper. Okay, so now let's bring our die back in. We're going to pop that in the centre like so. We're going to hold it down with our washi. Don't push down too firmly with your washi tape. Will that fit through there? No, it won't fit. Excellent. Let me just go and grab the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which actually will work better for these rectangles. So let's just bring in the big fella, which looks like so. So we'll just pull down at the sides. And then the trick with these rectangle dies is to not put it through so that it runs parallel with your roll underneath here. You want it to go through at an angle so that you get a really good amount of pressure rather than it being, it will just make a horrible loud bang noise and I don't like that. So that goes through a lot smoother. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this back out the way. So now we can carefully take this off, and when I say carefully, I really do mean carefully, because it's gone through the die machine. It will push down more firmly on this washi, so just be really careful when you take that off. And then we just peel this out. Okay. So now we have our little frame that we can stick down on our card base. We're sticking this down flat. And you'll get a lovely little border around the edge. Okay, now you're not sure what I'm going to do with this. I will show you. Just carefully take that out. We're going to measure this. There we have it. So that has come out of there and we're going to use it still. It's not going to go to waste. So let's just measure it. So that measures 5.5 centimetres by 9. So we're going to cut a little border. We're going to create the similar sort of border. So we said 5.5, didn't we? So that we're going to measure 6. And that was 9. So let's take that to 9.5. So we're doing the same width of border around here that we have around our card. So you can see that now really starting to come together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stick this down onto here. And then we're going to pop this down on pads. I'm going to add some dimensionals. Now the trick with this is obviously to get it up the right way so that your patterns kind of carry on. And then just pop that down over the centre. So the clever thing about that is we have the continuation of our pattern around the edge, but obviously we've added that extra layer to our card. So now what we need to do is we need to stamp our sentiment. So I'm just going to grab a sentiment. There aren't any sentiments in that stamp set that we've used, the basket of blooms. So let's use this one. I really love this stamp set. So let's try and use You Are Simply Wonderful. So that will fit across there like so. And we're going to heat emboss this as well. So just pop it on your block. And for heat embossing we need some Versamark and we need our little embossing buddy. Here we go. The embossing buddy, I'm just going to rub across my cardstock just to take away any static that might be on there. And then I'm going to stamp this at the bottom. And sticking with that black and white theme, we're going to use some white embossing powder. And then we're going to use our heat tool to just get that to set. So this will just take a moment. So that's nice and set, and we're just going to cut this into a little banner using our trimmer. That's a little bit. So again, if you need to just use your washi tape to stick that down so it stays put. Washi tape is useful for so many things, so that we get a nice straight cut on that. That's better. Lovely. So this little banner will now go across our card like so. Okay, I feel like it needs something behind it just to break that up. I'm just going to see if this will work. No, it doesn't. Let's keep it as it is. So that banner, let's trim it off. Better. You Are Simply Wonderful. So let's add that, and we're going to add that with some now to finish that card. All I'm going to do is onto a piece of white, I'm going to stamp all my images again. Colour them in. So let's just remember what I coloured in. I used the dark one for this one here, and then I used the dark green for this one, the light green for this one, purple for this one, orange for this one, and then the pink for this one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut out those flowers. You can use the punch for those ones, which is very handy indeed. And then we can just quickly fussy cut around the rest. I do think the black and white works really well with this sort of card. Two. And then we want these last two, so they don't take too long to cut out. And then our last leaf. Right, so then now we can just kind of layer these little flowers around. A trick with these bigger flowers, use the nib of your Tombow and just pop it into the palm of your hand and push, and you get a lovely little shape on those flowers. Okay. And we're just going to arrange these around. It doesn't matter if they go off a little bit, because the envelope's always a little bit wider. And I think this just finishes the whole thing off quite nicely. Actually, let's put that flower over here, because otherwise we've got two pinks together when we add this one. That's it. And then to finish, all I'm going to do is add a couple of little gems, and I'm going to use the rhinestones, the basic rhinestones, just for a little bit of sparkle. So you get 3 sizes in these. You get the larger ones, which are great for these main the bigger flowers, and then you get some really sweet little, you get some medium-sized ones, and then you get some small ones, and I can't pick this up today. Oops. Oh dear, it's not my day today with these gems. Just add a few little small ones. These are really sticky, these gems, just at random. Okay, so that is our very busy card front all finished. Let me know what you think. We've got our piece for inside to just finish off. So for that, quite simply, where's my ink pad? Here's my ink pad under my punch. Quite simply, we will stamp top and bottom corner, and then just colour that in. So we've got this one for here. there. And then we want the darker pink for here. Add a little bit of speckle just because we've got that lovely white. And then we can pop that in the middle of our card. And there we have our finished busy card design for this morning, for Monday morning. I've used the Basket of Blooms stamp. I've used the combination of flower images and single leaves. I've popped them on one block, and then we have stamped all over of the background of our card. We've cut out a little rectangle aperture using the Stitched rectangle dies. We've mounted it together with another layer of that lovely black. A little bit of heat embossing for our sentiment. Of course, some fussy cutting of those flowers, and then finished with a few little gems for a little bit of sparkle. And then inside we've just added some of that extra detail to bring it all together. So that's me finished for this morning. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined in with me today. My next live will be Wednesday at 8:30. No idea what I'm using yet. I'm hoping I will have a delivery before then. For some, well, I know the reason. UPS are experiencing problems with their deliveries due to Brexit. There's extra checks happening at customs. There's a backlog over Christmas, and also they're short-staffed because of COVID. So my delivery that should have been here on Friday last week, I'm hoping will arrive any day now, with some new things in it for us to use. So until then, I'll carry on using some of my much loved existing product, which I hope you'll enjoy. So join me at 8:30 on Wednesday. There's going to be a little giveaway during Wednesday's Facebook Live at 8:30, and it's all to do with the comments that you make. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm off now to check on my children, do a little bit of homeschooling, and have some breakfast. So enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Thank you to everyone who's joined me this morning. I do appreciate you spending some time with me. If you have any questions about the products or techniques I've used, drop me a message. All the products I've used are available to buy in my online store. And remember, the celebration promotion at the moment, you can choose a free item when you spend in bundles of £45. Let me know if you've got any questions about that. If not, I hope to speak to you all very, very soon. Have a great day, guys. Look after yourselves. Bye.